Hi Buan, Vanakkam, Assalamu alaikum, and good afternoon, guys. Sorry for the delay once again. I was a bit busy doing the banners and all, so I got a bit late. But what a dark day in Sri Lanka cricket yesterday. Unbelievable. මට නම් තේරෙන්නේ මොකද්ද වුනේ කියලා ඊයේ. Sri Lanka got upset by Zimbabwe. What happened to Sri Lanka cricket yesterday? මම දන්නේ කොහොමද මේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායම පෙරදුනේ Zimbabwe කණ්ඩායම ඊයේ. ඉතින් Zimbabwe කණ්ඩායම විශිෂ්ට ජයක් අරගෙන තියෙනවා ඊයේ මැච් එකේ. ඒගොල්ලෝ දින්නා ලකුණු 22කින්. Zimbabwe beat Sri Lanka by 22 runs and leveled the series 1-1. And what a big surprise to Sri Lanka cricket yesterday. So Sri Lanka did defeat Zimbabwe did defeat Sri Lanka by 22 runs. Craig Erwin was the man of the match. He's the captain of the current Zimbabwe team. He played a knockout for 91. And how can Sri Lanka lose to a team like Zimbabwe? So we'll be analyzing everything. ඉතින් අපි කතා කරනවා මේ analysis එකක් කරනවා අපි මේ කොහොමද ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායම ඊයේ පෙරදුනේ Zimbabwe කණ්ඩායම කොහොමද මිනෝස් වගේ Zimbabwe කණ්ඩායම කොහොමද අපේ රටේ කොහොම හරි මැච් දිනන්නේ දැන්ට ඒක තමයි වෙලා තියෙන්නේ මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ වෙලා තියෙන්නේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායම ඇයි මෙච්චර ලෝ වෙන්නේ මේ කණ්ඩායම කොහොමද මේගොල්ලෝ පෙරදෙන්නේ Zimbabwe කණ්ඩායමක් වගේ. ඉතින් අපි ඔක්කොම ඇනලයිස් කරනවා අපේ අද මැච් එකේ අද මේ post match analysis. So today we'll be doing that. First of all, let's talk about the pitch report and the weather report of the Pallekele International Stadium, because that's very important when it comes to losing the toss. I mean, Sri Lanka did lose the toss. For me, I think that was very, very big. It was very, very vital in my opinion, losing a toss over there at the Pallekele International Stadium. So the pitch report, obviously, it's a good batting track in my opinion. Obviously, losing the toss was a big issue for Sri Lanka, and that proved costly. That proved costly for Sri Lanka because batting first generally, eases. Generally, batting first. It's a slow crack, as we know. So that proved a issue for Sri Lanka yesterday, in my opinion, losing that toss and have to chase second. There was no due, but the issue is that when you're batting second, චුට්ටක් track එක චුට්ටක් හිමින් වෙනවා, slow වෙනවා, and the wind ගොඩක් වේගෙන් එනවා second innings එකේ. ඉතින් ඕක තමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ වුණේ මේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායමට ඊයේ. So the toss mattered a lot for the Sri Lanka cricket team, and unfortunately Shanaka loses the toss the second time. and හැමතිස්සෙම ඕගොල්ලන්ට හැමතිස්සෙම ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායම හැමතිස්සෙම ඩිපෙන්ඩ් කරන්න බෑ පිටිකරු හැමතිස්සෙම ලකුණු රැස් කරන්න. ඉතින් ඒකත් තව ප්‍රශ්නයක් මං හිතන්නේ මේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායමට වුණේ ඊයේ. ඉතින් for sure, that was costed. There was not much due yesterday in this match, but a 290 plus score batting first would put pressure on the opposition team, and that's what Zimbabwe did. And Zimbabwe කණ්ඩායම මං හිතන්නේ බැටිං වෙනකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ හොඳට කරා. විශිෂ්ට මං හිතන්නේ 300 ගාණක් ගැව්වට ඒ පිච් එකේ මං හිතන්නේ ඒගොල්ලෝ හොඳට කරා. You can't reckon on you can't neglect on Zimbabwe's performance yesterday, because it was better than Sri Lanka's performance yesterday. And you can't underestimate a team like Zimbabwe also, because they have a lot of experienced players and youth players, especially their bowling experience and youth, but their batting is very, very experienced. I think ගොඩක් experience මේ Zimbabwe කණ්ඩායම අපි දන්නවා. Craig Erwin, Sikandar Raza, Chakaba, ඒගොල්ලෝ ගැව්වා Zimbabwe කණ්ඩායම මේ 2017 series එක දිනපු series එක ඒ තුන් දෙනාම හිටියා. ඒ පිටිකරු තුන් දෙනාම හිටියා. ඉතින් ඕක තමයි තත්ත්වය වෙලා තියෙන්නේ මේ Zimbabwe කණ්ඩායම. දැන් මේගොල්ලෝ ශ්‍රී ලංකාව පරද්දන්න. There is a lot of experienced players right now in that Zimbabwe team. And also on that surface, there was a bit more grass yesterday and a couple of cracks more. So that's why we saw the Zimbabwe seamers in the second innings. They swing the ball more, got a bit of angle. Got Kusal Mendis, bless him, Musarbani. We'll be talking about him. What a sensation this guy is. I told, even though he had a poor performance in the first ODI, he'll somehow make a comeback. ඉතින් එයා හොඳට පන්දු යව්වා ඊයේ ජෙසි මුස්තාඩ්බානි. We can't underestimate him whatsoever yesterday. So yeah, talking about the weather also, it was a very sunny day in Kandy, very breezy, and you don't expect much rain obviously in this kind of in these months. So yeah, let's go and analyze the match of Sri Lanka versus Zimbabwe first. Yeah. Talking about the first innings, so Zimbabwe won the toss. We know they batted first. So yeah, let's go through the match. Yeah. So there was a forced change actually. Dushmanta Chamira replacing injured Chamika Gunasekara. Zimbabwe කණ්ඩායම මුකුත් changes කළා නැහැ. ඉතින් චමීර විතරයි රිප්ලේස් කරේ චාමික ගුණසේකර. එයා ආබාධයක් හම්බ වෙලා ඉතින් එයාට ගහන්න උනේ නැහැ ඊයේ මැච් එකේ. ඉතින් ඕක තමයි තත්ත්වය. So good opening partnership between Chakabva and Kaitano once again. So both of them had a good partnership, I would say. A 50-run partnership, 56-run partnership, if I'm not mistaken. They did really well, in my opinion. Yeah. But Vendas's spell also was really good. We know that there was some kind of assistance for the spinners yesterday. The problem with the them දඟපන්දුරට ප්‍රශ්නේ වුණේ මේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායම මේගොල්ලෝ හරියට ලයින්ස් බෝල් කරේ නේ. ඕක තමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ වුණේ. ඔයි වේග පන්දු බලනකොට මේ නුවන් ප්‍රදීප් එච්චර කන්සිස්ටන්ට් වුණේ නෑ ඊයේ. මම දන්නේ ඊයේ නුවන් ප්‍රදීප් හොඳටම බෝල් කරේ නෑ. මම දන්නවා එයා කඳුළු දෙකක් ගත්තා. එයා ඉස්සෙල්ලා මැච් එක හොඳට පර්ෆෝම් කරා. හැබැයි ඊයේ මැච් එකේ මම දන්නේ නුවන් ප්‍රදීප් හරියටම බෝල් කරේ නෑ. ලෙන්ස් එක බෝල් කරනකොට එයා හරියට පන්දු යවුවේ නෑ. ඉතින් ඕක තමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ වුණේ. මං හිතන්නේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායම ස්පිනර්ස් වෙනකොට මම ක්‍රිටිසයිස් කරනවා හොඳටම දසුන් ශානකගේ කැප්ටන්සි එක. නායක මං හිතන්නේ යාගේ ටැක්ටික්ස් එක වැරදි ඊයේ. bowling options after getting the second wicket. Vendasey picked up his second wicket in the 15th over, if I'm not mistaken. After that, immediately he replaced him and brought a fast bowler in. So, what the heck? What the heck was that? Because if Vandasey stayed there and got Craig Irwin out, one more wicket for Sri Lanka in a spin-friendly crack. When they said it assisted spinners and you don't bowl yourself, Shanaka didn't bowl himself, only 2 overs. Chamika Karunaratne only bowled 6 overs. And Vandasey was bowling in the 35th, 40th over, which the game was nowhere going. So I felt there's a issue over there just bringing off Vandasey, then bringing him back after some time. That was wrong tactics from Dasun Shanaka, in my opinion. So ඒක වැරදි මං හිතන්නේ. ඒක වැරද්දක් ඒගොල්ලන්ට හදන්න වෙනවා. ඒක ශානක එයාගේ bowling options ටික චුට්ටක් බලන්න ඕන, consider කරලා carefully which bowler is suitable to bowl at the right time to the batsman. You need to know when it's a right hand batsman, left hand batsman, assist the pitch, how it's going in after the power play. So I feel that Shanaka didn't do his job right as a captain yesterday, and I do criticize him, even though he played a brilliant knock, which we'll talk later. Yesterday was not ideal for Dasun Shanaka. As I said here, Nuwan Pradeep was very poor yesterday compared to the first ODI. And as I said, he didn't bowl in the right lanes, gave too many runs. And my problem is Wise and Chamika Karunaratne given 8 overs at least. Talking about this lineup, bowling, we'll talk about the batting in a second. This, okay, see this in a picture. Okay, Vandasey bowls 9 overs. Teekshana, I don't know what Teekshana is doing actually in this side. He's thinking that Vanidu Hasaranga is in this side and he doesn't have to pick up the wickets. That's Teekshana's role. I don't know what's the role of Mahesh Teekshana in the first place. I don't know. I know his economy is good, but as a lethal spin bowler, you have it. Everyone's saying he's a mystery bowler. Batsman will struggle, but he's only picking up 1 wicket in a ODI match. 1 wicket in 10 overs, very poor. I know his economy is very, very good. I don't underestimate Teekshana whatsoever. But Teekshana needs to get wickets when it's a spin-friendly crack. If Jeffrey Vandasey is getting wickets, 3 wickets, after making a comeback, why can't Mahesh Teekshana, being in this team for around 3 or 4 months, getting wickets? Because wickets matter. And when you don't get wickets at crucial times, like giving Craig Irving, Sikandar Rasa to score runs, Sri Lanka aren't going to win this match. And I really do criticize Mahesh Teechner, even though his economy is good. I understand that, but මට තේරෙන්නේ ඇයි මහිෂ් තීක්ෂණ ඉකොනොමි එක කන්ට්‍රෝල් කරනවා බැට්ස්මන්ලා පිටිකරු එයා කඳුළු ගන්න. ඒක තමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ වෙලා තියෙන්නේ මේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායමේ. ඉතින් ඕක තමයි I'm frustrated because the spin bowlers need to get more wickets. I mean, I'm not talking about Vanderson, I'm talking about Teekshana over here. Yeah. So yes, that's right. But talking about Craig Irwin's innings, magnificent innings. No doubt he stayed in the crease. He was a bit slow at the beginning, but as you see here, 91 runs of 98. Most runs from the offside and onside. He has 19 runs. His most productive shot is the cut shot, which is which cover drive, sorry, which is good. Yeah. So I think Craig Irwin played a very patient knock. Didn't give his wicket away, which is very crucial in my opinion. And yeah, he did a great job yesterday. I mean, Craig Irwin is a very experienced batsman. Played most of his runs on the mid wicket and gully. 10 fours, no sixes. Strike rate was under 100, but Craig Irwin did play a big knock for Zimbabwe, which when they mattered, he somehow scored runs. So yeah, very good from Craig Irwin. Yeah. So he played a very sensible knock and gave some belief to that Zimbabwe camp yesterday. He played a captain's knock in my opinion. And Sikandar Rasa, he scored a vital half century in my opinion. එයා හොඳට රැස් කරා එයාගේ ශතකයක් ගැව්වා. මං හිතන්නේ සිකන්දර් රාස හොඳ ඉනිංස් එකක් ගැව්වා. Very quick firing knock if I'm not mistaken. He scored wait. He scored 56 if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, he scored 56 of 46, 4 fours, 1 6, 121. This is the time. I really don't know 40th to 50 overs. Okay, if Charit Asalanka is expensive for 1 over, why would you give him a second over? I don't get it. Kamindu Mendis should have been brought in the power play. Why do you bring him in the middle of the innings? These are the mistakes that Shanaka is making, and I'm criticizing always with Shanaka's captaincy in ODI, especially because he doesn't know how to manage his bowlers. That I credit Shanaka as a captain. I know that, but I'm not impressed at times when Shanaka, the way Shanaka manages his bowlers. That's the only issue I have with Dasun Shanaka, in my opinion. I don't have any problems with Shanaka when it comes to his fielding placements or his tactics. I'm just talking about his thinking when it comes to choosing bowlers at the pressure situations, and that hasn't worked for Sri Lanka in my opinion, and that has costed Sri Lanka also in this match. Yeah. So yeah, ඉතින් ඕක තමයි කතා කරේ. ඉතින් Zimbabwe managed to score 302 for 8 after 50 overs. මං හිතුවේ Zimbabwe ලකුණ මං හිතන්නේ ඒක හොඳයි කියලා. විදේශී කණ්ඩායමක් 300 ගහලා එච්චර ODI මැචස් උත් ගහලා නැතුව Zimbabwe කණ්ඩායම එච්චර ලකුණු රැස් කරේ. මම ඉම්ප්‍රෙස් වුණා ශ්‍රී ලංකා ෆෑන් කෙනෙක්, ක්‍රිකට් ෆෑන් කෙනෙක්. මං හිතුවේ Zimbabwe හොඳට ගැව්වා කියලා. ඉතින් I mean Sikandar Rasa scored a half century. Sean Williams scored 48. Craig Irwin scored a 91. Yeah, they played very well. Talking about the bowling, only Jeffrey Vandersay to talk about, but he's not here in this list. Yeah, as you can see, Zimbabwe's partnerships, 59-run partnership, opening partnership. Then between Irwin and Chakabba, they had a 31. A massive 100+ run partnership between Irwin and Williams, which was crucial. Another 50-run partnership between Irwin and Sikandar Rasa. Yeah, so those kind of partnerships, ඒ පාර්ට්නර්ෂිප්ස් ටික වටිනවා Zimbabwe කණ්ඩායම ඔච්චර ස්කෝර් කරන්න. ඉතින් ওই ප්‍රෙෂර් සිටුේෂන්ස් එකේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා මේ කැපිටලයිස් කරේ නැත්නම් ඒගොල්ලෝ අමාරු වැටෙනවා. ඉතින් ඕක තමයි වුනේ. මං හිතන්නේ ඊයේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායම මේ බලන්න Zimbabwe ශ්‍රී ලංකා බලනකොට මේ බලන්න රන් රේට් ග්‍රාෆ් එක first 10 overs මේගොල්ලෝ 15 runs පෝව ඕක තමයි වෙලා තියෙන්නේ පන්දු යවන්න හරියට බෝල් කරන්නේ පවර් ප්ලේ එකේ නිකන් ලකුණු දෙනවා ඕක තමයි වෙන්නේ අන්තිමේදී එන්ඩ් එකේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාවට 290ක් ප්ලස් ලකුණු ගන්න බැරි වෙන්න ඕ පවර් ප්ලේ එක ෆස්ට් 10 overs හරියට කන්ට්‍රෝල් කරන්නේ ඕක තමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ වෙලා තියෙන්නේ මේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායම and main blame should go with Chamira and Pradeep Pearce in that first 10 overs, not giving too many runs yesterday. MD Masood is saying BPL live in Bangladesh, Pakistan, PSL boycott, Kia Bangladesh cricketer. Yeah. Okay, we'll be updating on the BPL very soon, MD Masood. Don't worry about that. Anyways, back to the Sri Lanka reply. What a disastrous start. What a disastrous start from Sri Lanka. Oh my god, I don't know what to say. See these partnerships over here. First four 19, 6, 6, 32. Ridiculous from Sri Lanka. Kusal Mendis, what are you doing? මන් දන්නේ මොකක්ද ඔය කරන්නේ කියලා මේ කණ්ඩායමේ. ඔයාට opportunity එක තියෙනවා මේ වගේ low teams වල score කරන්න ලකුණු, rest කරන්න ලකුණු, ඔයා නිකන් යනවා ලකුණු 7ක්. But we need to give credit to Chatava and mainly Blessing Musarbani. Blessing Musarbani bowled brilliantly in my opinion, and especially getting Mendis and Chandimal cheaply. Blessing Musarbani bowled brilliantly, bowled with the right lanes, got a lot of swing compared to the first ODI. So මගේ අදහස නම් Blessing Musarbani හොඳට පන්දු යවුවා. We මෙයත් හොඳට බෝල් කරා චතාරා උයි නග්‍රාවා ඒ තුන්දෙනා වේග පන්දු යවන්නෝ ඒගොල්ලෝ හොඳට බෝල් කරායි. ඉතින් ඒක තමයි මම චුට්ටක් ඉම්ප්‍රෙස්ඩ් එක. So yeah, so notice that the Zimbabwe fast bowlers did get a lot of swing compared to the first ODI, which helped this team a lot in my opinion. Yeah, and we are getting more comments here. Sir, how are you? Bangladesh, very cold weather forecast, 12 Celsius, Chikaram, Bangladesh. Sri Lanka, nice team, but lost. Very upset. Yeah, we lost a bad match to Zimbabwe. I agree. Masood, I speak in English and Sinhala to the Sri Lankan fans. That's the issue, MD Masood. I speak in English also, but speak a bit of Sinhala also, like 30% to the Sri Lankan fans. But yeah. Oh, ඉතින් ඔය තත්ත්වලා තියෙන්නේ ඉතින් ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායමට ඉතින් so now Kamindu Mendis and Dasun Shanaka fourth partnership scored well I think a very good partnership in my opinion between Shanaka and Kamindu Mendis, which was very vital at that time because මම හිතන්නේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායමේ ඒගොල්ලෝ 63යි විකට් 4යි මං හිතන විට ඉතින් Sri Lanka were in all sorts of trouble, and somehow Kamindu Mendis and Kamindu Mendis and Dasun Shanaka scored a 118 run partnership, which was very vital for Sri Lanka in my opinion, and that was very crucial in that stage because they were in all sorts of trouble, and to bring them up, bring them back. So as you can see here, Shanaka and Kamindu Mendis 180 run, and these were the two out of form batsmen. These were both of Shanaka and Kamindu Mendis were the batsmen out of form for Sri Lanka, and they somehow managed to score runs yesterday in a vital situation for Sri Lanka. So that was great to see from Sri Lanka yesterday. ඉතින් ඒක හොඳයි මම දැක්කේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායමේ ඉතින් ඒගොල්ලෝ චුට්ටක් අමාරුවේ වැටුණා. ඉතින් 63යි විකට් 4යි. හැබැයි ශානකෝයි කමින්දු මෙන්ඩිස් ඒගොල්ලෝ 118ක් ලකුණු පාර්ට්නර්ෂිප් එකක් මේ සෙට් අප් කරා. ඉතින් ඕක ශ්‍රී ලංකා ආයිත් බිල්ඩ් අප් කරා මේ ඉනින්ග්ස් එක. So that was a great thing from Sri Lanka. Yeah, and කමින්දු මෙන්ඩිස් මං හිතුවේ එයා හොඳ නොක් එකක් ගැව්වා. එයා විශිෂ්ට නොක් එකක් ගැව්වා ඊයේ. මං එයා රෙක්ලස් ෂොට් එකක් ගහලා තමයි අවුට් වුණේ Kamindu Mendis මගේ අදහස නම්. හැබැයි I think Kamindu Mendis played a very good knock yesterday to get his half century, and somehow at least played some kind of sensible knock compared to Kusal Mendis. So that was great to see Kamindu back in my opinion. Yeah, ඉතින් ඒක හොඳයි මං හිතන්නේ. හැබැයි what a knock from Shanaka yesterday. outstanding knock from Dasun Shanaka, scoring a maiden 100. Shouldn't have got dismissed at the vital situation, but I say that was a good most of his runs on the long on, and he scored runs on the long off and mid wicket. I mean deep forward region as well. ඉතින් එයා හතරවල් පාරක් හතක් ගහලා හයවල් පාරවල් හතරක් 76% control and his most productive shot on drive. He played a good patient knock, but his 100 was in vain, obviously, and Sri Lanka eventually lost that. But well played knock from Dasun Shanaka, in my opinion. So, මං හිතන්නේ since the Pakistan tour of 2019 මං හිතන්නේ ශානක මේ වගේ දශකම් ෂෝ කරලා තියෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒක හොඳයි ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායමට නායක වෙලා දසුන් ශානක හොඳටම perform කරනවා. ඉතින් ඔව්, so that was good from Dasun Shanaka, good well made century. And but as we know, after playing a 6 to get to his 100, he played a silly and careless shot, trying to be too aggressive, trying to be over aggressive. After making a well made 100, he wanted to go to long on and got dismissed, seeing a fielder. So මං හිතන්නේ ඒ වගේ knocks මං දන්නවා එයා කොහොම හරි යාගේ ටීම් එකට ගැව්වා ඊයේ 100ක්. හැබැයි patiently ගහන්න තිබ්බ. හැබැයි එයා too much ගියා, over aggressive වුණා. ඕක තමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ වුණේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායමට. ඕක මේ මැච් එක දිනන්න බැරි වුණේ. දසුන් ශානක එයාගේ 100 පස්සේ එයා rotate කරේ නෑ strike එක. එකපාරම යනවා හයවල් පාරවල් ගහන්න. ඉතින් ඕක වැඩ වෙන්නේ. So the problem is with the middle with when they set Shanaka and Chamika. Shanaka tries to go and play another 6, and eventually he gets out, which is very unnecessary in my opinion. Anyone can comment. There's a lot of viewers coming, but please do comment, guys, and your thoughts on Shanaka's innings and what happened to Sri Lanka actually after that. Yeah, we are getting another comment over here. Oh, thank you so much, Loki. And we have Madhur here. Hello, Madhur. I was just discussing this match yesterday between Zimbabwe versus Sri Lanka, and was just talking about Shanaka's knock. But I was just talking why after his 100, all of a sudden he went to play a reckless shot and got himself out.
Mm, No words about him. Yeah, he's playing good inning. Century he played century. He's just near to win the match, but
Yeah, but good to see Shanaka back at least and getting a century, because he was in all sorts of trouble for Sri Lanka. So it was good to see him getting 100 at least, and ensuring that Sri Lanka do get at least closer to that. But that run out from Chamika Karunaratne, what are your thoughts on that? Because that was also careless from Sri Lanka, and perhaps could have Sri Lanka could have got even more closer to that target and maybe won that match.
yeah, that run out was a very main role in the match.
Yeah, so obviously eventually Sri Lanka managed to get 280 for 9 after 50 overs in courtesy of Shanaka's 100 and Kamindu's half century thing. Egola Paraduna match checker. So yeah, what went wrong for Sri Lanka, and to lose to Zimbabwe at home? Is this an embarrassment for Sri Lanka cricket right now, Madhur? Yeah, hello.
Yeah, very. Yeah, hello,
Yeah, I
hello.
was just saying, yeah, I was just saying that is this an embarrassment for Sri Lanka cricket that they lost to Zimbabwe at home now? And maybe
Yeah,
potentially could lose this series now.
yeah. I was expecting 3-0, but maybe it's 2-1 from Sri Lanka or Zimbabwe. I'm expecting
Yeah.
3-0 from Sri Lanka when the series was start.
Yeah, same. Even I expected a 3-0, but eventually I knew Zimbabwe might win one match at least against Sri Lanka and cause all sorts of problem. Loki bro is saying, I think want to drop Kusal Mendis. Yeah, I think that's a right decision in my opinion. Kusal Mendis should be dropped in my opinion, and maybe bring back a Niroshan Dikpal for the next test in my opinion. I think Okatame Tatwe, and seeing the Zimbabwe bowlers and Chatara. යා කදුළු 3ක් රැස් කරා. යා රන්ස් 52 රන්ස් විතරයි කන්සීඩ් කරේ. බලනකොට චතාරා එයා full length ball කරා, good length, short of good length, so he bowled in the right areas in my opinion. With the swing they got, seeing this Blessing Musarbani 3 for 56, 10 overs, brilliant bowling from Blessing Musarbani, by the way, bowling short lengths, getting a wicket also, bowling that good length and short of good length to get dismissals. So මම හිතන්නේ ඒක හොඳයි කියලා මේ Zimbabwe කණ්ඩායම bowling නම් විශිෂ්ට bowling මම හිතනවා Zimbabwe කණ්ඩායමේ. Um, so we'll talk about the weak points of Sri Lanka so far in this ODI series. How can they improve? Was yesterday a dark point in Sri Lanka cricket history? It's obviously a dark point in Sri Lanka cricket history yesterday. මම හිතනවා මේක මාර ලොස්සයක් මං හිතන්නේ ඊයේ මේ මැච් එක මං හිතන්නේ දිනන්න තිබ්බා මං හිතන්නේ මේගොල්ලෝ මං හිතෙනවා කොහොම හරි මේගොල්ලෝ 280ක් 270ක් 280ක් මේ කන්සීඩ් කරේ නැත්තම් මං හිතන්නේ මේ මැච් එක දිනන්න තිබ්බා ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායම. මං හිතන්නේ මගේ අදහස නම් ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායමට ලේසියෙන් දිනන්න තිබ්බා. ඒගොල්ලෝ 260ක් 270ක් රිස්ට්‍රික්ට් කරා නම් Zimbabwe එක වුණේ නැහැ. The problem is the fast bowlers in the power play. They concede in the first 10 overs. They give Zimbabwe 50 runs or 60 runs. That causes that gives a platform for Zimbabwe batsmen like Craig Irwin, Sean Williams, Sikandar Asad, the very experienced middle order to score runs. That was the issue. Whereas the openers are not experienced like the middle order, but they can't get the wickets. That is the biggest issue that Sri Lanka have. And Pradeep was very poor yesterday. There is no doubt Nuwan Pradeep was poor yesterday. එයා හොඳටම බෝල් කරේ නෑ. එයා පන්දු යව්වේ නෑ හරි ලෙන්ස්. එයා හරි ලයින්ස් ටික බෝල් කරේ නෑ. ෆස්ට් ODI එකේ හොඳට සෙල්ලම් කරා. හැබැයි ඊයේ ODI එකේ හොඳටම කන්සිස්ටන්ට් වුණේ නෑ. ඉතින් ඒක තමයි කියන්න ඕන. Weak points of Sri Lanka in so far I have seen is their opening batting. I mean, Pathum Nisanka did score runs in the first ODI, but they haven't sort of built a partnership. Endis is always getting out either for a 7 or either for a 20. I think in that the two ODIs he hasn't so far. And when that happens, the rest of the batsmen also fall down. But mainly, I think it's the bowling. I won't criticize Sri Lanka much on their batting, seeing their first ODI they somehow checked at 300. මම හිතන්නේ ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ පන්දු යවන්නෝ තමයි ගොඩක් පාඩුව මං හිතන්නේ මේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායමට. Sorry, wait. Give me a second, guys. Yeah. So that was the mistake that Zimbabwe made, I think, in my opinion. Give me a second, guys. Yeah. So yes, so that was the biggest mistake in my opinion that Zimbabwe made yesterday. Is that I mean, they how can they improve Sri Lanka? I think they can improve based on their bowling. ඉතින් මං හිතන්නේ ටොස් එක ගොඩක් වටිනවා මං හිතන්නේ මේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායම දිනන්න. ඉතින් at least in the last ODI I hope Sri Lanka can win the toss. That matters a lot for the Sri Lanka cricket team. But yeah, they have a lot of areas to improve in my opinion, especially their death bowling, then their batting towards the end. It's a weakness. They don't have a solid platform after number 7 in my opinion. Number 8 to number 11 Sri Lanka team, they don't have batters left. So that's very poor in my opinion from the Sri Lankan team. Yeah. And the changes I would make, yeah. So what are the changes that Sri Lanka can make? Okay, we'll talk about that. මම හිතන්නේ නිරෝෂන් දික්කල්ල එන්න පුළුවන් කියලා මේ කණ්ඩායමට මං හිතන්නේ. අපි බලමු. ඔව්. මොකද්ද squad එක බලමු චුට්ටක්. So what I feel is that Kusal Mendis is a good wicket keeper. We saw him getting dismissals yesterday as a wicket keeper towards stumps, but with his bat he's not performing well. So that's a big problem in my opinion of Kusal Mendis. So I'll bring in a Niroshan Dikwella back. We don't have much spinners, so obviously we'll have to go with Teachner. Maybe make a change. Maybe I don't think they'll drop Teachner. That's the thing. I would rather replace Teachner with Ramesh Mendis in the next match. Just test Ramesh Mendis. I know that won't happen. This very unlikely to happen, but I will give Tikshana rest after his LPL performances and all. I will rest Tikshana and bring in Tamil Mendis. So I'll make three changes. Kusal Mendis for, I mean, Niroshan Dikwala for Kusal Mendis. Um, who else? Ramesh Mendis for Mahish Tikshana. And in the bowling, I would want to see Nuwan Pradeep be replaced by Nuwan Tushara. So Nuwan Tushara will be my third replacement. I think ඕක තමයි මගේ අදහස. මං හිතන්නේ නුවන් ප්‍රදීප් change කරන්න ඕන. නුවන් තුෂාර එන්න ඕන. මං හිතන්නේ මේ කණ්ඩායම playing 11 එකට මටත් ඕන මහිෂ් තීක්ෂණව විවේකයක් ගන්න. ඉතින් එයා නැතුව මට ඕන රමේෂ් මෙන්ඩිස් මේ කණ්ඩායමේ playing 11 එකේ උයි මට ඕන නිරෝෂන් දික්වැල විකට් කීප එයා ඕපන් කරන්න, එයාට ආරම්භක පිතිකරු බැට් කරන්න මේ කුසා සොරි පැතුම් නිසංක එක්ක. ඉතින් ඕක තමයි මගේ changes ටික ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායම. The improvements that Zimbabwe have made since the first ODI, their bowling has improved massively. I actually thought that they'll replace Chatara with Luke Jongvi yesterday, but surprisingly Chatara bowled very well with the lines, and I was very impressed with the Zimbabwe fast bowlers compared to the first ODI. They have adapted very well. ඒගොල්ලෝ හොඳට adapt කළා මේ conditions හොඳටම use කරා. ඒගොල්ලෝ use කරා ඒ conditions ටික හොඳට. I think මං හිතන්නේ හොඳ performance හොඳ දස්කම් පෙන්න ගත්තා මේ Zimbabwe කණ්ඩායම. අපිට underestimate කරන්න බෑ එච්චර Zimbabwe කණ්ඩායම. ඒගොල්ලෝ හොඳටම සෙල්ලම් කරා. ඉතින් ඕක තමයි third ODI එක threat වේවි ශ්‍රී ලංකා. So that's why I want to make these changes from Sri Lanka, so that they'll somehow win this series. They need to make three changes, and it's vital for the third ODI in my opinion. Yeah. Talking about the history, Zimbabwe has only managed to beat Sri Lanka in only one bilateral series out of the six played. But the issue is that Sri Lanka, that was the recent series that Sri Lanka played against Zimbabwe. So that's the issue. As you can see here, the records. We have, I mean, 1994, Sri Lanka first time went to Zimbabwe to play a ODI series. Sri Lanka won that 2-1. 1997, Zimbabwe came to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka won that as well 3-0. Again, 1999, Sri Lanka came to Zimbabwe. Sri Lanka won that 3-1 in a 5-match ODI series. 2004 against Sri Lanka came to Zimbabwe and Sri Lanka won that 5-0. Against in 2008 to 2017, there was a gap. No, I mean Sri Lanka Zimbabwe ODI series, but Sri Lanka won that 5-0 in Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe coming to Sri Lanka in 2017, Zimbabwe won that 3-2. So there's the anticlimax. So ඒක තමයි මං හිතන්නේ වෙනස Zimbabwe කණ්ඩායම මේ අවසාන 4 අවුරුද්දු ඕක තමයි වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. And yeah, obviously they had the tri-nation series, I think in Zimbabwe, I think twice, in 2010, 2016, 17, both Sri Lanka won that in Zimbabwe. But yeah, that's kind of a problem, that's kind of issue with Zimbabwe. Yeah. And Zimbabwe and Sri Lanka have played 59 times in ODI. Sri Lanka have won 45 times. Zimbabwe have won 12 times heading to the third ODI. Zimbabwe managed to win 4 ODIs in Sri Lankan soil, and Sri Lanka, meanwhile, have won in Zimbabwe 19 times and have managed to win 11 matches at home out of the 15. Yeah. So the ICC ODI super points table right now. Let's go through that. Because I think Sri Lanka are in deep trouble here. See here, they played 17 matches, only won 5, lost 11, and no result 1. Actually, මං හිතන්නේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායම අපේ පොඩ්ඩක් ඉන්න. ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායම මේ ඔස්ට්‍රේලියා සීරීස් එකයි මේ මේක කවුන්ට් වෙන්නේ නැහැ මං හිතන්නේ. ඔස්ට්‍රේලියා සීරීස් එකයි මේ මං හිතන්නේ පකිස්තාන් සීරීස් එක ICC මේ සුපර් ලීග් එකට කවුන්ට් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඉතින් I just found out that the Sri Lanka tour of Australia and the Sri Lanka tour of Pakistan won't be counted for the ICC Super League table. I mean the ICC ODI Super League table. So as we see here, the Sri Lanka fixtures for 2022 cricket. Give me a second, it's loading. Yeah, but the situation is that Sri Lanka, I mean the 5 ODI series against Australia and the 3 ODI series against Pakistan won't be counted. I think එක මේ points table එකට count වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මේ අපි බලනකොට මේ බලන්න මේක ඕගලන්ට පේනවා නම් Pakistan 2 of Sri Lanka 3 ODIs, Australia 2 of Sri Lanka 5 ODIs මේ matches 8ක් count වෙන්නේ නැහැ. හැබැයි ශ්‍රී ලංකා 2 of New Zealand 3 ODIs ඒක count වෙනවා. ඉතින් ඕක තමයි තත්ත්වය වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. But right now Sri Lanka in big trouble. 7 more matches. I mean each team plays 24 ODI matches, 12 home, 12 away. Right now their penalty points will cost them a lot. See this, Ireland won against West Indies 2-1, won 6 matches, their points 68 points. See this, Bangladesh 8, they won 8, they beat Zimbabwe 3-0 away. So that's going to cost them. And it will come down to Sri Lanka and West Indies, in my opinion, over here. See, West Indies also have won 5, but they have played 5 less than Sri Lanka and won the same amount of matches. So, and South Africa, this series against India will be very, very vital. Very vital. We'll be doing the post-match analysis and maybe a preview of, post-match analysis of India versus South Africa tomorrow or tonight. This series will be big for South Africa to win and get some points. New Zealand, meanwhile, only played 3, have won 3. Afghanistan also can build up some points against Netherlands when they play starting this Friday. So Sri Lanka are in trouble to finish last, I think, in this ICC Super League table. So very worrying signs for Sri Lanka cricket right now. So that's it from the sports breakdown. So I thought people will comment, but I think it was the wrong time to do this video, because anyways we have to do a Ashes video tonight at 7:30 p.m. with Jack from the WW podcast. We are doing a Ashes review, fifth test review, and whole series review as well. So anyone can join that. I mean, please do like, comment, and subscribe to sports breakdown if you're a new viewer. Please share it amongst your friends. ඉතින් කරුණා කල්ලා like කරන්න, comment කරන්න, share කරන්න මේ video එක. ඉතින් until then, see you guys. That's it from the sports breakdown. Please be safe right now with the COVID regulations going on. Be safe in your countries. Follow the COVID regulations going on, and I hope you guys are safe. Follow the health regulations conducted by WHO. So until then guys, see you guys. See you tonight for another video. Until then, goodbye guys.